Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming at you live from my car once again. I think I discussed just how busy things are going lately. No big deal, but that's why I'm doing this from my car, so bear with me, folks. I'm a little bit better prepared this week, I think, than I was last week, so I'm going to get right into what's bugging me. And it's not the easiest thing to get right into, by the way, because there's not a ton bugging me right now. I guess it would be something that I've talked about already before, which is the total ignorance when it comes to mental illness. So many people look at mental illness as though, there's the old, you're crazy, or he's crazy, or she's crazy attitude. And, that sucks. That really sucks. It's a dumb way to say things, and it's a simple way of poo-pooing something that you don't want to take the time to understand. So that blows. The other aspect of it that really bothers me a lot is the whole, well, I'm a man, I don't have time to cry. Real men don't cry. That kind of attitude. Or adults don't cry. That kind of bullshit. Look, man, everybody gets bummed out. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from or what gender you are or what color you are or anything else, what religion. It makes no difference. So all that stuff is total bullshit. And there's less of the issue with real men don't go get help and all that stuff now than there used to be. I know when I was younger, it was a real big thing. And I know for a fact that, if my dad would have got some help, he would have lived longer, for sure. He definitely needed some help. And I was just a little kid. I didn't really know what to do for him. And, with everyone else around him, it was probably unacceptable. I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to speculate on that. But I do know that we need to be open about this, and we need to be upfront, and we need to let people know it's okay to reach out for help. We all have situations in our lives and times when we need help, and it needs to be okay to reach out for that help. And if you are suffering from mental illness, whether it be depression or bipolar disorder, or there's many others, you need to be able to reach out for help, and you need to rest assured that it's not something that someone's going to give you shit about or make fun of you about, because until we get past that kind of wall, then we're not going to be okay, people. Because I have so many theories about why it is people are this way nowadays as opposed to the way they used to be. Now, I don't approach the whole Make America Great Again thing, and I know I'm talking political here again. Sorry. I think America is pretty great, period. It doesn't matter if we are more accepting of people with different ideas and different ways of living than we used to be. As a matter of fact, I think that does mean that we're even greater than we were. But there's still a real stigma around mental illness. There's still a lot of flack that people catch. I'm pretty open and I'm pretty free talking about it, and I don't mind that. If I tell someone that I go to see a therapist and they start flipping me I'll just be like, fuck you, man. If you can't accept that in me, then fuck off. I don't need to be around people who have a problem with it. I understand people being a little leery at first because it is kind of something weird to grow up with. Not grow up with, but it is something kind of weird to be around and to have someone just speak outrightly about. I understand that, so I'm pretty accepting and pretty open. It's funny because I'm pretty accepting and pretty open of people accepting me with mental illness, but people without are not open and accepting of me. It's weird. Pretty strange stigma. But I think if we did open up about it and we did talk a little more freely about it and we were more accepting about it, then things would be better off. I think you would avoid a lot of tragedies when it comes to suicide, when it comes to drug use, and a lot of other things out there that can permanently disrupt and destroy lives. So that's my 2 cents. Be open, man, with your friends. Be open with your family. Be open with your coworkers. Ask them if everything's okay when things look like they're down or they're down and out. Ask them if there's anything you can do to help. Just do anything except what we're doing right now, which is just ignoring it and giving shit to people who are suffering from it. All right. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to come right back, and we'll talk about a few things that I'm into right now. All right, things that I'm into right now. Well, I am finally finishing the Stephen King book, The Outsider, which is actually a really great book. I don't know why I stopped reading it. I was kind of just getting to the meat of it and stopped reading it. But it's a really good book. And actually the mini-series or series has come out on HBO. And so I need to check that out as well. But, man, what a wild, crazy book. If you haven't read it or haven't heard about it, I highly suggest checking it out. Stephen King has really made a switch over from paranormal and even sci-fi type horror into this cerebral crime drama with some paranormal and metaphysical type activities going on within it. It's really interesting, man. If you haven't read any of his books lately, the whole trilogy about with Finders Keepers and all that stuff, there's a whole trilogy there that's really, really good. If you haven't checked that out, and there was a series with 3 seasons about this trilogy. Actually, it's really good, about a guy trying to find a young dude that's out there killing people. Kind of an old, out of date, worn out, beat down, washed up detective trying to solve a pretty crazy murder scenario. So check that out if you get a chance. Finders Keepers, I know, is the name of the detective agency that they opened, but check it out if you get a chance. And Outsider delivers on that in that respect too, and actually ties into some of the characters from that other trilogy, which, Stephen King's a big fan of doing that. So anyway, I'm reading that, and also reading the first issue of The Punisher 2099, Marvel 2099, The Punisher, issue 1. Pretty interesting. If you haven't read any of those, I like it. It's different. It's not Frank Castle, and it's not what I know as The Punisher, but it's still pretty good. And then there's also a whole series of books put out by DC that tie in with Joe Hill. Joe Hill King, actually, is his real name. He's actually the son of Stephen King. Joe Hill, and he has a series coming on Netflix called Lock and Key, based on some graphic novels, some comics that he worked on writing. He worked with, I cannot remember the gentleman's name that did the artwork for it, but amazing comics, amazing series. If you've never seen Lock and Key, check it out. And the series will be on Netflix starting February 7th, I believe. So check that out if you get a chance as well. Looking forward to that. We've been watching a lot of Schitt's Creek. I don't know if you've heard of this show. I think it was done on the Pop Network or something like that. It was an online network, I believe. But it's a show with Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara of SCTV fame. And Eugene Levy's son plays his son in the show. And then he also has a daughter. But basically it's a rich family who's very well known and everything. And they basically get kicked out of their house and all their stuff is gone and lost. And they have to live in some shitty podunk town in a hotel. It's pretty wild, but it's definitely a lot of fun. And it's not slapstick humor or anything like that, but it's a real slow burn comedy. And if you like the subtle things that are said in comedic moments and the subtle layups that are made during comedy, then you're going to like this. It's really well done. I like it a lot. And watching that on Netflix as well. Taking a little break from Kimmy Schmidt. Love her. Love it to death. Love that show. But just kind of need a little break from it. What else did we watch recently? I'm trying to think. Must not have been that great. Oh, we watched Good Boys. I don't know if you've heard of Good Boys, but Seth Rogen produced it, and I really don't know how to explain it other than it's showing a bunch of fifth graders and how they really speak and talk to each other and things they talk about. And so this is pretty profane. I mean, it's rated R. There's a lot of F-bombs in it, like 60-some to be exact. And they talk about things that kids that are that age, especially boys at that age, are really curious about. Sex and girls and kissing and all that shit. But it was really funny, and it was fun to watch. We watched it with our kids, and they definitely laughed and related to it a lot. And so that made me feel pretty good. My wife was kind of shocked. Sometimes she loses track of how we all behaved when we were in the 5th grade. But I think I think the movie is pretty spot on, to be honest with you. And it's a lot of fun. It's not the greatest movie ever made, but I appreciate it, and I give it kudos for its representation of kids, showing that kids aren't stupid, and kids aren't complete idiots, and kids aren't all golly gee and gee whiz and the garbage that we're shown all the time. You know, kids are really trying to figure out what's going on in this world and trying to make their way. So I appreciate the way that they're represented in this film. What else do we watch? Oh, I watched Inception for the first time ever. I've had a Blu-ray of that forever, and I just never have watched it, with Leonardo DiCaprio. And who else is in that? Tom Hardy is in it. And the guy that was on Third Rock from the Sun. I really like that guy. I don't remember his name. He was in Looper also. He's really good. Good actor. But it's a good movie. It's really great, and very interesting and very bizarre and deep, and you better pay close attention because there's so much shit going on. You're going to have a tough time remembering who's what and where's when and all that stuff. I mean, there are multiple levels of time happening simultaneously, like 5 multiple levels of time passing. It's weird. But I really liked it. I thought it was really interesting, and I'd like to see more of that. Kind of to blow your mind here, when it comes to time travel and all that, that film is actually 10 years old. That kind of blew me away. That movie came out in 2010. So it's officially 10 years old this year. Wow. Crazy. Took me a decade to watch it, I guess. I really like it. And then we also watched Knives Out. I think I talked about that on here. But I really liked it a lot. Rian Johnson really kind of hit it out of the park on that one. I hear that they're already in talks to do Knives Out 2. And they're going to bring back James Bond, Daniel Craig, for a second one of those. He's going to play the same character. But I really liked it, man. I'm hoping for more. I like Rian Johnson. I know a lot of people hated The Last Jedi. Whatever, man. I think the reason everybody hated it is because it was a pretty good movie. It wasn't just a good Star Wars movie. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, really, I could leave the whole Canto Bight casino planet bullshit behind me, but the rest of the movie is pretty solid. So, anyway. Although there's a lot of weird ways that time travels on that movie as well. So, but doesn't matter. And I think that's about it, guys. Can't really think of anything else I want to talk about or anything else that I'm really into. I mean, as far as music goes right now, I listen to so many different types of music and so many interesting things. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Betty Davis. Not Betty Davis, the actress. We all know her. But Miles Davis's wife. Miles Davis, the famous trumpetist. Amazing. Most amazing trumpetist ever, probably. Jazz trumpetist, anyway. His wife had a music career as well. Her name was Betty Davis. And she's very different type of music. I mean, it's rock and it's funk kind of mixed together, but it's very harsh and real, and I love it. I really dig it a lot. I think it's pretty great. And then some other music that's kind of captivated me lately. Man, I don't know. There's so much. Yellow Man. I'm really into Yellow Man rap or not rap, but reggae. I really like Yellow Man. I want to get some records from him, but we'll see. That might take a little while. That's about it, guys. I mean, I listen to so many things even tonight. I listen to Charlie Rich. I listen to Don Ho. I listen to Styx, and I listen to Steely Dan. Yeah, I love all kinds of music, man. I really love everything. Orville Peck, I really like him. It's new country music. I think he's pretty great if you haven't listened to him. There's so much music out there, and there's so many classical rock and classical funk and blues and jazz and that I haven't listened to, that I need to discover. So anyway, I'll put some links into some of the stuff that I'm talking about here in the notes. But anyway, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of confused musically, but I don't feel confused at all because I kind of love a lot of stuff that I'm hearing. And that goes for all the Mexican brass stuff too, man. I cannot get enough of that stuff. There's so much good Mexican brass music that's $1 an album in the bins at the thrift stores. Highly recommend all of it. Not just Herb Alpert, but there's plenty of other good groups as well. That's about it, guys. I really don't have anything else to talk about. I'll come back at you next week. A little bit more information, a little bit better planned. Hoping to start slowing down a little bit. It's been really pretty hectic, but just roll with the punches. That's what I'm doing, right? Until then, I will see you guys next week. But also until then, get off my lawn.